One of the biggest things right now is interest is killing the market. It's killing multifamily, it's killing commercial, office, warehouse, retail. Commercial investors are getting pounded hard on the back pocket because interest rates and money is so extremely expensive. I got a ton of controversy on this topic on a short reel that I did just a few weeks ago, and for that purpose, I wanted to make sure that I came in and did a full-length video on this topic right now, expressing to you guys how to make housing affordable. It doesn't have to do with the price, and that is the biggest controversy that I had from all of the naysayers and the haters out there that were looking at what we were doing. So listen, I'm going to explain to you guys because I was right. And I'm going to explain to you guys how I was right and how you're going to be right. Or you can keep just doing shit the same way you've been doing shit. It's up to you. Because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I'm teaching you guys something that's going to move the needle and make a difference and an impact in you moving real estate. Because if you're not moving real estate, if you're not positioning yourself to purchase correctly, you're doing yourself a disservice and you're not going to be able to make the returns that you should make on every single acquisition that you have. And since we do this every single day, I wanted to make sure I talked to my mortgage lenders, our affiliates, and I came in and said, look, if this was the perfect scenario where we went in and we had a fixed interest rate for 30 years on a single family home, we're not talking multifamily, we're talking single family. I'm talking about buying land, building a house, and then selling it, giving buyers an incentive to be able to go out and lower the overall cost of that house to make it affordable for them. And the biggest thing is most people think that affordability comes from the bottom line price itself, and it doesn't. One of the biggest things right now is interest is killing the market. It's killing multifamily, it's killing commercial, office, warehouse, retail. You name it, commercial investors are getting pounded hard on the back pocket because interest rates and money is so extremely expensive. And so when you sit back and you say, okay, I'm going to lower the price of my home $30,000 to be able to attract a buyer because now it becomes more affordable. You're wrong. It doesn't become more affordable. In fact, the variance between lowering your house $30,000 is only a couple $100 a month. And so we want to be able to move the needle where we're moving into the $1,000 a month mark, where we could sit back and say, how do I save somebody $1,000 a month in mortgage payments? You guys ever go in and to go buy a car in today's real world and you can't even get them to give you the finished bottom line price of the car anymore because they don't sell cars based on the bottom line price because the vast majority of the American people are not paying cash for that car. They're doing it based on payments and interest rates, their affordability of what they can pay on a monthly basis. The idea of going in and paying off a car in today's day and age doesn't even exist anymore. In fact, so much so when we go in to purchase a car and we go in and purchase it cash, we get resistance because they're trying to sell us on an interest rate for that vehicle. And we don't care about the interest rate on that vehicle, so we have no intentions of keeping that vehicle or keeping at least the payment on that vehicle. And so we're always trying to get to a bottom line price that makes sense financially on an ROI on, okay, if I'm going to buy this car, it's going to depreciate X amount of money. What is the bottom line of my car, right? Like, what am I paying for? But people will pay 2-3 times over the price of that car based on the payments because it has the monthly affordability. And the same thing with the vast majority of the American people. When they're looking at a home, the difference between paying $720,000 for a home and $750,000 for a home is very, very little. And this is why. Not only the why, but the how you maneuver into a more affordable interest rate and a more affordable bottom line mortgage payment on a monthly basis. And here's how it goes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, when we come in and we look at this, this is the difference. Let me show you first what happens when you pay $750,000 for a house, okay? And then I'm going to show you how to do it. So if we go in, we pay $750,000 for a house, okay? You guys have a listing. Jerome said, go out, buy land, build houses that are between $600,000 and $1 million. Let's take something right in the middle there, and let's say it's $750,000, okay? This is your mortgage on the house, $750,000 mortgage, okay? Now, when we go in and we take a look at this mortgage, and if we have, let's say we have a mortgage rate of 6.75% right now, okay? So we take 6.75%. Now, if we take this 6.75% and we multiply that on an annual basis, your monthly payment on a 30-year fixed mortgage, $4,842, okay? Those of you guys have a mortgage calculator, plug it in. $4,842 per month, okay? That's your monthly mortgage on this, okay? This is what you're paying per month. Now, if you go in and you lower the price of that home by $30,000 as a seller, and you sit back and go, damn, my house isn't selling, I'm going to take it down to $740. Well, it still isn't selling. I'm going to take it down to $730. Then you go in, you go, still isn't selling. I'm going to take it down to $720, and it still doesn't sell. And it still sits on the market. And the reason why it still sits in the market is when someone goes in and they look at their monthly affordability, if their monthly affordability is $4,000 a month, they still can't afford the house because that $30,000 difference only brings down that payment to $46.48 per month on a 30-year fixed mortgage. It's less than $200, guys. We have $192 is the difference. And so listen, the best way to do this is to buy this rate down, because if you buy this rate down 2%, you'll go, if you have 4.75% over 30 years on a 30-year fixed mortgage, you're going to be at $38.92 on a $750,000 house. Don't lower it to $730. I'm not even going to give you an example to lower the house to $730,000, because you shouldn't be lowering the price of your homes. It's not what makes things affordable. What makes things affordable is the cost of money. If the cost of money is expensive from your lender, you're going to bleed for 30 years. And so instead of bleeding for 30 years, go in and soften the blow in the beginning. Bring it down to 4.75%, because that brings your mortgage payment down to $3,890. Guys, $38 is per month, okay? That's over $1,000. That's a $1,000 savings, close to a $1,000 savings, just shy of, per month. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, that is a needle mover for people. That's a car payment. Not only can you go out and buy a house, but now you have the affordability to go buy that new car that you need for that new baby that you have that's on its way. And for families, that's life-changing. The $30,000, $192, not life-changing, guys. That's life-changing. You guys are spending that more than that at Starbucks every single month, okay? Now you know what you should be doing, but how do you do it, okay? That's the big thing. And now, as I go through this, understand that there's variables to this. This is how I go in and tell people, does it pass the affordability test? This is your basis right here, ladies and gentlemen, of about how much it will cost you to buy down your rate. Now, there are circumstances. My advice to you is talk to your mortgage lender and talk to multiple mortgage lenders. And the reason why is because each of them have different programs and different options for you, and their fees are slightly different as well. So the cost to buy down the rate is going to be the cost of what money is that day, and it's also going to vary based on different mortgage lenders' ability to have different programs set in place and different options that they have for you. But in the overall scheme of things, it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio between buy down points and percentages of your interest. So for sake of example, if you have that same $750,000 mortgage, if you want to buy down your rate 1 point, it's going to be approximately 1% of the entire loan amount, okay? So if you get a $750,000 loan, 1 point buy down will be approximately, not exactly, guys, for all you mortgage gurus out there, I get it. I understand there's variables in that, but a good rule of thumb is 1-to-1. Okay, it might cost you a little tiny bit more, maybe even a little bit less, depending on the day and depending on the mortgage lender. But it's going to cost you pretty damn close to what I'm showing you here. You do 1 point is equal to 1% of $750,000. That equals $7,500 to buy down that interest rate one time for 30 years. So you go in, you give $7,500 to your buyer, or you can buy it down 2 points, which is what we did on the page prior, and we go 2% reduction in interest rate on a 30-year mortgage, cost times 2, because now we want to multiply the points by 2. That's $15,000. So instead of lowering the price of your home $30,000, give your buyer a $15,000 buyer's incentive to buy down their mortgage rate, and then go in and buy it down 2% for them. Now, it might not hit the needle on the head for 2% right exactly, but let's say it cost them $16,000, and you showed them the perfect example that that I did prior that they're going to save $1,000 a month in one mortgage payment, even if it cost them $16,000 to buy it down and you paid 15 of that and they had to pay 1,000 of that. That's 1 month's mortgage payment for them to have their rate indefinitely like that for 30 years, guys. Okay. So if you do that, you're saving your buyer hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of 30 years. And this is just a simple theoretical example. It costs you, the seller, $15,000 instead of $30,000. You get a buyer that you save $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year that you're saving that buyer every single year. So whole point being, ladies and gentlemen, is stop lowering the price of your homes. People that are sitting back, and I know I'm going to get hate on this, these greedy guys are selling homes. Hey, I don't make the price for homes. I don't make the comp. I just build them, guys. And I don't build them unless the comps in the area support the resale price. We're selling homes at fair market value. And understand that as an investor and a builder, no one works for free. You know, this paper is not free. The water even coming out of your sinks isn't free. You know, the bottled water you pay more for than you do for gasoline. The gas in your tanks in your cars aren't free. Nothing in life is free. The employees that work for you, that ain't free. The taxes that you have to pay on them and the insurance, that isn't free. And so understand that if nothing's free in life, you have to get everything to a fair market value. Don't bring it below. Don't put it above. Just get fair market value, increase your profitability, take the comps in the area, build to support the comps, and take the spread of profit. It just happens that spread of profit on a $750,000 house is about $200,000 for a builder. And so going out and making that six figures is great, but only when you can sell the house and you can de-stress yourself from putting yourself in a position where you're holding that house for an extra 4 months, biting off 4 months of construction loan payments because you can't sell it. You have to be strategic. And the only way to be strategic is to position your buyers for success on a 30-year fixed mortgage so that families can feed their face, their kids, and their life. Ladies and gentlemen, until you can understand and comprehend the fact that people aren't buying based on single prices alone, it's the variable of that monthly price that they can bite off to feed their family, have nice cars, enjoy their home, and be able to live at an affordable price. It doesn't come down to the bottom line price of the house. It comes down to creative financing and other successful ways of making life affordable for your end buyer. And when you do that, that truly is how you'll compound your success. For more content just like this, to be able to get notified when we release new videos with new information, helping you with your investment career and helping you succeed in real estate, then click and subscribe to our YouTube channel, pound that thumbs up button. Until then, continue compounding your success. I'm going to recommend a couple videos right behind this one. Click, watch, learn, and I'll see you next time.